I'll warm up, thank you.
I'm on. You're on.
All right, I will just say that Deputy Mayor Weber arrived at 7:13.
Hello, everybody.
Okay, so we are back, and we will continue with announcements and proclamations. This week, National Association of Letter Carriers. Everybody, they are participating once again in the Stamp Out Hunger Food Drive. That will take place Saturday, May 14th. All donations may be dropped off at the Springfield Post Office or given to your letter carrier. So everybody help. I believe for the last 2 years it was off. So they are restarting the Stamp Out Hunger Food Drive, and that is on Saturday, May 14th. Everybody should have received the Senior Citizens May calendar. I think it's been posted certainly online, posted in Town Hall. Fun activities for the month of May. The Memorial Day Parade is Monday, May 30th at 10 a.m. I know there's been lots of questions on it, so Memorial Day Parade, Monday, May 30th, 10 a.m. The ceremony starts at Veterans Park, and the parade ends at Jonathan Dayton High School. There's, of course, hot dogs donated by the Springfield Hillside Elks. We will, I believe, all be there, as we usually are. We are once again hosting the Pride Month flag raising. It's going to be held Wednesday, June 1st at 4:30 p.m. at Chisholm Community Center. It is always a well-attended event, so the Pride flag raising is June 1st, 4:30, and then you can come here for our workshop meeting, which starts at 7. Primary election day is Tuesday, June 7th. The ballot drop box is open and located behind Chisholm Community Center. It's emptied twice a day by a nonpartisan team from the Board of Elections. If you haven't already done so and you vote by mail, please do so soon. Make sure your voice is heard during the primary. The town-wide garage sale is Saturday, June 18th and Sunday, June 19th. And of course, that's followed by bulk pickup on Wednesday, June 22nd. Always a lot of questions on that. So bulk pickup is June 22nd, but the weekend before, Saturday, June 18th and June 19th is townwide garage sale. And I will just make our first aid squad is not with us tonight. I think they're responding to an emergency, but just want to say that it is Emergency Medical Services Week and Emergency Medical Services for Children Day. And those dates, Children's Day is May 18th, and of course, Emergency Medical Services Week is May 15th through the 21st. Our town could not run without our volunteer first aid squad, and as you can see, they're actually on assignment tonight. So we wish them all well and acknowledge them during their special week. With that being said, we'll move on to public comment. This public comment period is for agenda items only. Anybody in the audience wishing to address or have any questions on agenda items, you can step forward now. Or if you're at home, you can participate by calling 973-232-4442. This is the first public comment section, and it's on agenda items only. Seeing nobody participating in the audience, I believe we'll just wait a few moments because we may be on delay. So a few moments here, making sure we don't miss anybody. And seeing none, I will close the public comment portion for agenda items only and move on to reports. We only have one tonight by the administrator. Please take it away.
Thank you. Okay, a few items. We received a $60,000 grant from Union County for infrastructure and municipal aid. This grant will be used towards our 2022 paving program for various streets, including Wilson, Rose Ave, Edison, High Point Drive, Hampshire Court, and some municipal storm sewers. New Jersey DOT local aid grant funding window is now open. The grants are due back in July. We're anticipating that funding will be sought for Stonehill Road and Troy Drive. Our annual stormwater permit was filed with New Jersey DEP. It's due each May 1st. Bids have been advertised for pavement improvements on Cambridge and Litchfield. Bids to be received on May 24th. The township received Union County Community Block Grant of $110,000 for that project. Quotes have been solicited for sanitary manhole I&I improvements. Quotes to be returned on May 26th. The Larkin Development Project across the street on the corner of Church Mall and Blacks Lane, New Jersey DOT approved lane striping improvements have been done. So you have two distinct turning lanes there now when you come out, one to make a left and one to make a right. I want to just make a comment from the planning board. Floor and Decor was approved. It's a new building going to be on Route 22. It's going to replace Cathay, Macy's, and the Goodwill building. It's a nice addition to Springfield. Their stores are tremendous. Chick-fil-A has scheduled a professional meeting for later this week to discuss some site design changes that we are going to discuss with them. A few other things. Park Mobile, Captain Rachel is working with Park Mobile to revise some of our designations on lots to be able to park if you're a commuter, et cetera, et cetera. Library parking signs will be installed probably by tomorrow. We've got those 7 spots that are designated, library only, no charge. Signs on Church Mall. What happened was the right-hand turn lane, when I went over there the other day, there were people actually parked where the lane is to make the right-hand turn. So we talked to the chief, and Robbie just received the signs today, and he's going to go over there probably tomorrow if they're not already done to get that signed. Q Drive, sign locations were discussed with PD, and correct me if I'm wrong, Chief, we're planning on no painting, signs only, and you guys are going to help with designating where those signs need to go.
Yes, that is correct.
Thank you.
You are correct, sir.
We received bids for the Hershey building. All 4 bids were rejected because they were extremely above what our threshold was for the bids. We had budgeted X amount of dollars and they were like double. So what we've decided to do actually is we're going to take that project on. We're going to manage it ourselves. We're going to go out and either buy the materials and hire just the contractors to try to keep that within budget. Town Hall will be painted. The common areas out here. The railing's going to be done over and the hallways are going to be done. They're kind of looking a little bit shabby. So they will be done probably in the next couple of weeks. We'll start on that. A few things. Curbside pickup for vegetated waste has ended on the 29th of April. You have to drop it off from now on at 44 Morrison Road, which is up at the pool. Plastic bags, curbside recycling is in effect. They're banned. If any plastic bags are put in, they're going to be left. They will not take the recycle. Right now, we're becoming very active in the parks and the ball fields. Grass is growing. We've got to take care of the fields and trim them and get them ready. We just finished a drainage project up at the pool ball field. We had standing water there when it rained. Hometown Hero banners will begin going up tomorrow and will remain through Veterans Day. DPW is in the process of installing parking signs on Q, and after several public discussions, I&I, we found some large infiltration of water going into the system that we're going to correct, which should help us tremendously. And Craig, I was going to ask, when is the 30 days up for our flow rights?
It will. I think it's based on when the RVSA sends out their notice. I don't.
Okay, so we don't know exactly
I
yet.
don't remember seeing a notice
Okay.
yet from RVSA. So.
Yeah, we did put in for 3 MGD. We're just waiting till that period expires, and then we'll let you know that we actually have them.
The last couple times that this happened, it took about 2 months.
Yeah.
After we
It
did
gets
that.
dragged out a little bit, but that should really help us. And again, all of that money came from the money that we collected for connection fees from the building that's going on. So it does not come out of general revenue. It's money that we actually, Diane put aside, and that's exactly what we're collecting, about $400,000, I think, total when everything is done. Sorry, everything is done. And those flow rights were about $230, I think, something like that. So we covered them without a problem. Other than that, that's all for the moment. Are there any questions or comments?
Yes. Before we start paving any roads, I know on our Rose Avenue, which is on the thing, which I'm glad it's going to get paved, but I'd like you to work with the water company or the gas company. They're putting meters outside. They're going to be digging up the road and digging up the lawn there. I just want to coordinate with them, which I'm sure you do.
Yes.
But I want to make sure before
All of
we
our
pave it, and then they
utilities-
come and cut it, and,
Our utilities are all notified, and there's a 5-year moratorium once the road is paved. So they're all aware of what roads are going to be done ahead of time.
okay, because we got notices on Rose Avenue, they're going to be doing something.
Yep, we got you.
Okay.
Good.
Anything else?
Seeing none.
Thank you very much.
Okay, we have no minutes and reports to approve tonight, so that's a break for this week. But we do have some new business. And we will start off with the 2022 municipal budget, the presentation done by myself and Deputy Mayor. So we'll start with presentation, and then we'll go to the public hearing. So thank you, Tamara, for bringing it up.
Present it to anybody yet? I mean,
Yes. Hold on. We've done this 4 years in a row. You'd think everybody knows up here. So everybody, welcome to the Springfield Township Fiscal Year 2022 budget presentation. This is the third and the final public hearing. Later this evening, I anticipate the Township Committee will vote to pass the budget, but I will hold off on saying that yet. Prior to tonight, we've held two public available meetings, both at different times and different days. We held one during the afternoon, and we held one late last week. So we certainly have met, and this is the final presentation. This presentation will be recorded and publicly available for the end of time. To provide some background, the Budget Committee this year once again was comprised of myself as the chair and Deputy Mayor Weber sat as my deputy chair. We worked alongside with Mr. Busicola, our business administrator, and Diane Sherry, our chief financial officer. We met at the beginning of the year. We set out our priorities. We mapped out our vision for the town, and we set out a vision for a fiscally responsible but fair budget for our 17,000 plus residents. This work tonight, of course, could not be done without the hard work of our business administrator, our CFO, and of course all the township committee heads except the police chief. No, we couldn't have done it without everybody. They worked tirelessly from, this starts right at the beginning of the year, even prior to the beginning of the year, what everybody's looking for, what everybody wants, and what we can afford. So our objectives were quite straightforward. Our objectives are always, we're looking to limit the tax increase for our average household. We never are looking to, we never want to increase taxes, but it's kind of a necessity. We always want to continue and provide essential services. We don't want to diminish our services. We don't want to cut our services. We like to always try to improve what you're getting for your value. And lastly, we always like to put our town in the best financial standing. That's stuff like we're always looking to reduce our long-term debt. That helps everybody in the process. We're always looking to make improvements to our road and our infrastructure, and whether that's buying flow rights like we've done every single year to increase our capacity. Not that everybody sees that, but that's all improvements to our infrastructure, and that's all part of our vision and our priorities. So everybody has a better understanding. We can move on to the next slide. Exactly where your tax bill goes. So everybody has an idea. The township collects and remits for a lot. We collect your tax bill, and that money either goes to ourselves, or we remit that payment to the schools and to the county, which is the vast majority. Over 50% goes to your schools of your tax bill. So 50 cents out of every dollar you pay to the town automatically goes to the schools, to provide the best schools what we have in the nation. Little under 18% goes to the county. The county takes that to provide grants to us, to perform Maintenance to the county parks and county roads, that's all part of the county budget. A little sliver goes to the library, and we have about 30 cents of every dollar goes to the township. So that 30 cents, hey, provides police, fire, DPW, recreation programming, all for 30 cents on the dollar. We're able to provide you what I believe is a fairly stellar service. Garbage collection, all of that's handled under that. The next slide will show you our budget summary. And for 2022, our budget is $36,362,575 million. $36.3 million is a lot of money, but that's only an increase over last year of $216,000. It was a pretty small increase. I think one of the smallest ones that we've had since I've been up here, and we've tried to keep that in balance. But that $36 million provides a lot. And you will see that this year, we're actually pretty lucky. So the next slide, you can go past, I kind of explained that. Next slide. Good. We're bouncing back after 2 tough years. 2 tough years of a COVID pandemic that led our revenues to decline. Everything from hotel tax, when no one was staying in the hotel, we didn't get that money. When no one was parking, we didn't get that money. We didn't get permits, and from all of that. For the last 2 years, it's been very difficult. This year, we're slowly seeing that number increase, and we're coming back to normal. We haven't reached our point pre-pandemic, but we're pretty close. So the revenues have begun to stabilize. I think everybody can see our economy is on fire at the present moment, and I think we're seeing we're getting the good graces from that. You know, our delinquent taxes, we're seeing less delinquent taxes. We're bringing in more than we actually had before. And at the end of last year, I'm pretty proud of this, and something that I'll tip my hat to the CFO. We had a $5 million surplus at the close of the fiscal year 2021. Now that money, we're using that surplus to offset this year's budget. Hopefully, if revenues are good again, we're hoping that we'll have a healthy surplus at the end. But that was a pretty healthy surplus. So the next slide, of course, is where that money is spent. Where's that $36 million going? Well, a large portion of that is to public safety. Police and fire, they account for the most. Just missing my notes. They are the largest by far, but of course we want them to be the largest. When you need them, you won't be complaining, but that's where the vast majority of it goes. It's a tad under 30% of the budget. It's actually 27% of the budget goes to police and fire. The other large department is public works, something that you actually probably interact with more than, say, our public safety, and that's for the better. That's cleaning up the streets, making sure that it's plowed after a snowstorm, making sure that, hey, we just had a hurricane in the last year. That's providing a cleanup on that. Making sure that we're making improvements in our infrastructure, whether it's water or roads. That's all part of your public works budget. And it's about 8.5% of the budget. So the big three, police, fire, and public works, we all interact with. We want them there when we need them. And we've been able to maintain, I think, pretty stellar service. Of course, we're stuck with some expenses that are fixed costs. That's the word that I'm looking for. And that's, of course, your pension and health care. Those are large expenses. Pension's about 9%, health care is about 14% of our budget. Those are large expenses, but those are fixed. Those are contractually negotiated. The things that we deem that we may have a little discretion actually isn't that discretionary. We need to make sure that we maintain the lights in Town Hall. We need to make sure that we pay our utility bills like everybody else. That's all deemed discretionary, and I guess we could cut back if we wanted to shut down Chisholm or Town Hall, but we can't. We're providing those services. So that's where the vast majority of the $36 million goes. But we are using that money, I think, efficiently. So next slide, if you may. You know, everybody tax impact. Everybody's looking at what the tax impact is. And this year, on average, an average household is $35 per average household. So that's what you're looking at on an average assessed home. And if you want to close it out to questions, before we get to questions and comments, which I'm happy to answer, and I think our CFO is happy to answer, you know, I got to form this budget as a mayor this time, so a little different. So I'm voting in favor of this budget. I hope everybody on this council will. Township Committee, sorry, Margaret. I've already gotten a message. This has been a culmination of a lot of work this year. I have to actually say, you know, any budget we work on is a lot of work, and I've done 4 up here so far, and hopefully we'll do a 5th one next year. It was a little easier this year. I would never have said that before the pandemic, but, you know, the last 2 were a lot of work and took everybody and put everybody's hands on deck to make it through. Luckily, we did, and I think we're better for it. And I think actually at the end, we see such a healthy surplus. It was actually a sound budget. And I think this one, once again, is fiscally responsible for everybody. We're continuing to make the investments, while not the sexiest investments, but we are in our infrastructure. And I look forward and I'm proud of this. So I want to thank everybody. I'll open it up to Chris Weber if he wants to say any comments, and then we can open it up to public comment.
Yeah, well, I want to also thank the same people that you did, our administrator, our CFO, and our department heads. Sorry, especially you, Alex, our mayor, Mayor Kaiser. We're on our 4th that you've done. As a taxpayer, I'm extremely happy with the way it came out. You're looking, like you said, the average increase I think was $35 per house, which factors into a little less than $3 per month. You know, you can't talk about keeping America running forward if you're not going to take care of your workers and that work here, that also live here, that live in neighboring towns, and supply them with raises and keep infrastructure projects moving along and keep improvements to the town going daily. That's what keeps America going forward. You were able to come up with a budget that satisfied all that, that took care of its workers, that took care of the infrastructure, that took care of the bills. And I don't find there's any frivolous spending in it. And you absolutely have my support on this budget. And thank you. Nice job.
Cool. All right. So, Mr. Deputy Mayor, can you make the motion to open it up to a public hearing?
I would like to make a motion to open up the 2022 municipal budget to public hearing.
Second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye. The ayes carry. So we will open it up to questions from the public. Anybody in the audience wishing to ask a question, you can step on up. Or if you are at home and wish to ask a question on the budget, you can call us here at 973-232-4442. That number, once again, is 973-232-4442. That also includes this public is discussion from any other members up here. So if any other members, I think we've probably talked before, but if anybody else wishes to make any comments, now is your time.
I think it's a good budget. I looked at it, and I think it's a tight budget.
No, the same. You know, it's always a large undertaking. There's a lot of layers to putting together the budget every year, and I want to commend the Budget Committee and the staff of our township, as the mayor indicated, for their hard work and dedication. I'm sure that there were times where we asked our supervisors and our department heads to cut or to revisit some things. And I know they do it because they know it's the best for the town to improve our customer service. And I'm very appreciative to all of our employees, our department heads, and of course, the Budget Committee. Thank you very much. Job well done.
I want to echo those sentiments. It's obviously for municipalities, it's been a really tough couple of years, for families as well, but obviously for municipalities, it's been tough. And sitting here a couple years ago, and when we were looking ahead and knowing the revenue that was lost, as the mayor already mentioned, I don't have to rehash that, being able to start coming out on the other side a little bit, and what you guys are able to do and put together. I appreciate all the hard work of everybody who worked on this, and thank you for that. And I don't have any major questions.
Okay.
I get dizzy flipping.
Committeeman DuBois, I miss you. My first year was with you on the committee. Now I'm stuck with Deputy Mayor Weber for 3. Come back next year, please.
3 years total. I like just asking for money.
Seeing no further discussion up here, I'm imagining, seeing no one calling on the phone and seeing no one approaching the dais, I will ask for a motion to close the public hearing portion of the budget agenda, public hearing.
I make a motion to close public comment on the hearing, or public hearing on the budget. Thank you. I'll get my words together.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All right, Committeeman Huber has a second. All in favor?
Aye.
The ayes carry. And now we'll move on to resolution. Madam Clerk?
Resolution 2022-137. This resolution adopts the 2022 current budget for the Township of Springfield.
Make a motion to adopt 2022-137.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Roll call.
Deputy Mayor Weber?
Yes.
Committeeman Capides?
Yes.
Committeewoman DuBois?
Yes.
Committeeman Huber?
Yes.
Mayor Kaiser?
Yes.
Thank you.
With that, congratulations. The fiscal year 2022 budget has passed. Diane, you can now go on vacation.
Vacation's over starting tomorrow.
All right, new business. Now the fun times start. Ordinances on second reading.
Ordinance 2022-11. This ordinance adds rules and regulations to the Township Code regarding billboards within the township.
I make a motion to adopt ordinance 2022-11 as read by Madam Clerk with publication in the local source May 19th, 2022.
Do we have a second?
Second.
We will open it up to public hearing. Anybody in the audience wishing to comment on ordinance 2022-11 can step on up. Or if you are at home, you can call us at 973-232-4442. Seeing no one approaching, seeing no one calling, I believe the Township Committee has talked through this at length at the prior meeting, and I don't think there's any more discussion up here, so I will close the public hearing on ordinance 2022-11 and ask for a roll call.
Committeewoman DuBois?
Yes.
Committeeman Huber?
Yes.
Committeeman Capides?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Weber?
Yes.
Mayor Kaiser?
Yes, ordinance passes. And now on to first readings. We have quite a few today. So, Madam Clerk, will you read the first ordinance?
Ordinance 2022-13. This ordinance amends Chapter 2, Administration of the Township Code to create a grants committee.
Mr. Mayor, I move for approval on first reading ordinance 2022-13 as read by Madam Clerk and publicized in the local source May 19th, 2022, with a final hearing on June 14th.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Okay, discussion up here. Before I turn it over to Craig, who worked tirelessly on this, just a little thoughts on it from the Township Committee perspective. I believe in discussions with the administration, and I believe everyone here also had the idea that we needed some help, and we wanted to enlist everybody in the township to try to help with this. And I think there's a lot of opportunities out there to obtain some grant money. And I think that we can enlist the help of a lot of our township residents. It takes a village to make it all work up here, and everybody pitches in and on various committees, from Environmental Commission to Planning Board to Township Committee to BOE, and we're going to create essentially a subcommittee or a grants committee that will explore, research, write proposals, and help the township apply for grants that are out there. And that could be grants from charitable organizations and nonprofits that offer money for mental health. I know years ago, Domino's, and under the leadership of our administrator, applied for a grant in Berkeley Heights to get road repair money. So there's endless possibilities of money out there. We just need dedicated individuals to try to help, try to do some research, which takes a lot of effort, and a lot of effort to write the grants. So we're looking for a lot of people. I think we're looking for 9 people to help with this committee that will help research, write, and work alongside the Township Committee and the employees. Mr. Dowd, did I miss anything? Did I kind of?
No, I don't think so. I think you summed it up quite well. If anyone has any questions about any of the technical aspects of this ordinance, feel free to let me know. Just the one thing I would like to just highlight is it is a volunteer committee, with the exception of one member from this body to be appointed, and they can't bind, the committee can't bind the township to anything. You know, they'll be preparing and doing, kind of teeing up grants and presenting them to the administration, working with the township administrator and any of his designees to get these things close to ready. And I think there's also a provision in there relating to creating what's like a grants calendar, so that, you know, so we're not redoing the same work every year or every 2 years.
Each department should have someone, I feel. Each department should have, like, recreation should have somebody, police department should have somebody, fire department should have somebody, and maybe a couple of people from the committee, you know, could be there with them and go to every department and get DPW. I mean, it's, you know, they should have they know what they need.
No,
they know where they can get it.
No, exactly, and I don't think that's substituting one for the other. I know Environmental Commission works hard with and coordinates with DPW and puts in applications all the time. I think this is just kind of another step or another spoke in the wheel to try to assist everybody so that we're not missing anything. And having a grants committee and having everybody be able to step up. Now, Mr. Dowd, if I'm not mistaken, I think it's a 2-year appointment for this committee?
Yeah, so it's 2-year for each member. For the township committee member, it's just however long they're a township committee member, or if they step down and someone else gets reappointed. And this, just to echo your thoughts, this does not replace the existing functions of various members of various departments in their grant writing, you know, efforts. It's kind of just add another layer to get some of those grants that we wouldn't normally be looking for, and it can evolve as, you know, in any way that this body deems appropriate.
And yeah, so to provide a little more continuity than in others, the 2-year is smart. At least I believe so. And lastly, so I believe I get to make these appointments, right? This is a mayor-based appointment. So while with advice and consent from the Township Committee. So with that being said, I think over the next month or two and through the summer, you know, if anybody is hearing this and wants to volunteer, wants to help out Springfield, please reach out to all of us, and we're enlisting your help to help make our community stronger. So while it's not on final reading, I think that's going to happen in May 19th. No, June 14th is the final hearing. So if you're interested, and trust me, we're going to blast this out, please step on up. We're looking for it. So any other discussion or questions from the Township Committee?
I don't think so.
Okay. Seeing none, I'm going to roll call.
Committeeman Capides?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Weber?
Yes.
Committeewoman Du Bois?
Yes.
Committeeman Huber?
Yes.
Mayor Kaiser.
Yes.
Okay, Resolution 2022-14. This ordinance amends the Township Code at Chapter 7 to modify and supplement the township's traffic regulations.
Do we have a motion?
Motion to adopt ordinance 2022-14 as read by Madam Clerk, publicized in the local source May 19th, 2022, with final hearing on June 14th, 2022.
All right, do we have a second?
I second.
All right, discussion up here. Can somebody just kind of summarize and explain? Maybe that's Chief Cook, or... they're looking at each other, somebody, or Mr. Dowd.
I'll take care of it. I mean, it's fairly simple. There are three parts of this particular ordinance, and obviously, Chief, if you want to, add anything, feel free.
No, go ahead, I'll chime in.
This is just adjusting some parking times. In one instance, indicating a parking prohibition. In another, this is in Church Mall. And then the final part is establishing on certain portions of certain streets the parking meter fees, and that's to coincide with our new Park Mobile program.
Well, thank you for that summary. Any discussion or questions of the Township Committee? No. Okay, seeing none, can I call for a roll call?
Deputy Mayor Weber?
Yes.
Committeeman Capides?
Yes.
Committeewoman Du Bois?
Yes.
Committeeman Huber?
Yes.
Mayor Kaiser.
Yes.
Okay, ordinance 2022-15. This ordinance temporarily suspends certain provisions of Chapter 27 of the Code during the term of the township's agreement with the Summit Area YMCA for the management, operation, and maintenance of the Springfield Community Pool.
Mr. Chairman, as read by Madam Clerk.
Chairman works too. Mayor or chairman is
Mayor.
good with me.
Mr. Mayor, as read by the clerk, publication in local source May 19th, with final hearing on June 14th.
I second.
Okay. Discussion up here. This is pretty self-explanatory, but
You want to just tell them what
yeah,
it
if
is?
you want to
Clerk,
start,
or-
Mr.
You
Dowd.
or John?
This is an almost identical ordinance to what we passed last year after we entered into an agreement with the Y for the operation of the pool, and that is we have certain rules and regs and other things in the Township Code that would normally control the operations of components of the operations of the pool, but now we have an agreement and we assigned those responsibilities to the YMCA as part of the agreement. So we're suspending those portions of the ordinance so that there's no confusion for the duration of the agreement.
Okay. Any other questions? Seeing none, Madam Clerk, please call a roll call vote.
Committeeman Huber?
Yes.
Committeewoman Du Bois?
Yes.
Committeeman Capides?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Weber?
Yes.
Mayor Kaiser.
Yes. Last ordinance of the night.
Ordinance 2022-16. This ordinance amends provisions of the Township Code governing recreational and medical cannabis within the township.
I have a motion.
Mr. Mayor, I would like to move for approval on first reading ordinance 2022-16 as read by Madam Clerk for publication in the local source May 19th, 2022, with a final hearing on June 14th, 2022.
Do I have a second?
I will second.
Okay, this discussion up here, once again, this is a little summary before I ask Mr. Dowd to take it away. This is another step in making sure that our cannabis regulations, as we move forward to encouraging businesses open, this is amending our ordinance specifically for cultivators, manufacturers, wholesalers, and distributors. So not for the retail, and making sure that they're able to open up in certain zones that would work for them and work for the township. So, Mr. Dowd, you want to go a little further?
Sure. The principal modification to the existing code provisions for cannabis in this ordinance is for those business entities that the mayor just mentioned, is to enable them to apply to open up a site in the industrial zones adjacent to the highway commercial zone along 22. So it's basically slightly expands where those types of entities can open up, and that's partly because in the industrial zones, that's where you would normally find a manufacturing facility, where you might find a wholesaler or a distributor. And hopefully that'll make those areas a little bit more attractive, and maybe at lower rental, per square foot rental rates that might make them more attractive. But we kept it, of course, in the same spirit of the original ordinance, which is it has to be adjacent to that HC zone. And incidentally, primarily the I-40 is just to the south of 22. We do have an I-20 zone just to the north of 22.
No. So this is once again just smart. I don't think we wanted them or potential businesses that would be seeking to open up those to be in our retail section of our highway zone. I don't think that makes sense for anything. I don't think we want to see that there. And just making sure that it opens up in the right areas of our town, and hopefully brings us some needed revenue. So if you have a business out there, we're looking for you.
Just one thing I want to note is just all the buffers, the existing buffers still apply to this expanded, slightly expanded set of zones.
So thank you, Mr. Dowd, for that thorough explanation. Any discussion or questions of the Township Committee?
We're 2 weeks into this now, 2 weeks since it's been legalized in New Jersey.
Sales have not dipped.
I don't see the end of New Jersey happening in the last 2 weeks. I think everything I've seen has been controlled and moderated well in terms of the townships and whatever medicinal facilities have switched over to retail also. I think it's working well. I haven't seen a spike in anything. There's nothing being reported of any, listen, it's 2 weeks into it, sure, it's early. But I think initial reports are it's going very well, yeah, so I think this was a good amendment.
All right. And I'm proud to have worked with the administration at length with this.
Yeah.
Seeing no further discussion, Madam Clerk, will you call the roll?
Yes. Committeeman Capides?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Weber?
Yes.
Committeewoman Du Bois?
Yes.
Committeeman Huber?
Yes.
Mayor Kaiser?
Yes.
Okay.
Shocking. Always full of surprises. Can we move on to resolutions? We will adopt the following resolutions by consent agenda. If you would like a resolution pulled, please let me know as I read through them. Resolution 2022-138. Resolution 2022-139. Resolution 2022-140. Resolution 2022-141.
Yes.
Oh, all right, yeah,
Pull that one, okay.
two pulling it.
Okay. Resolution 2022-142. Resolution 2022-143. It was a light resolution day, but a heavy ordinance day, so I always like those, actually. Do I have a motion?
Motion to accept resolutions 22-138, 139, 140, 142, 143.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Okay. Committeeman Huber?
Yes.
Committeeman Capides?
Yes.
Committeewoman Du Bois?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Weber?
Yes.
Mayor Kaiser?
Yes. And can we, Madam Clerk, will you read Resolution 2022-141?
Resolution 2022-141. This resolution authorizes the tax collector to prepare and mail estimated tax bills in accordance with PL 1994 C-72.
Do we have a motion?
Motion.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Okay.
The only reason
Seeing that?
I wanted it pulled is because my phone starts ringing off the hook when they get this estimate. I want them to know it's an estimate. It isn't the regular tax bill. I just want people to realize it's an estimated tax bill. That's the one thing.
Good job highlighting, Ms.
If we could get some clarification of that 10-day rule when these bills come out. I don't know if it's going to be on the estimate or not. I thought the wording was almost the same.
That's correct. It's 10 day, there's always a due date, and then it's 10 days in addition to.
So there was some question of when the due date actually started. And we had a resident, I had an issue with it, that it went over 12 a.m. and it went to the next morning, and the question was, was it 10 days from point A to, from the 1st to the 10th? Or
It's the
1st to
10th. The bills are due by the 1st, and before interest is charged, it's always the 10th. And one of the reasons we do send out estimated bills is so that we can continue with that schedule, as opposed to waiting for the state and everybody to approve our bills and before we can print them. So this just keeps it nice and level, and it stays on August 1st.
I'm good with all that. I'm just looking for wording that says.
10th, August 10th. And
The 11th, you're paying a late fee.
You're paying, correct.
that's-
Except for
that's
if
all
the
I'm
10th
looking
falls on a Sunday, then it goes to the 11th.
Okay, that's all I'm looking for. Thank you.
And they can be paid digitally up until 11:59.
See, now you complicated things.
Don't encourage that.
It's been a long day, Diane, don't.
Diane, you're not getting any more interest. Come
Been a rough
on,
one.
come on. Seeing that, we need a roll call.
Committeeman Huber?
Yes.
Committeewoman Du Bois?
Yes.
Committeeman Capides?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Weber?
Yes.
Mayor Kaiser?
Yes.
Mayor, can I just make one comment real quick?
No.
I just wanted to point out that the Resolution 143 replaces a 1993 vehicle, just so you don't think we're just
I
buying
ran the new
things.
cars all the way.
I remember
Yeah.
1993.
Yeah, it's
was-
seen better days.
Now, does anybody know what is special about 1993 up here?
You were born?
That is the year of my birth.
No,
Yes.
that car stays on the road. I'm not approving that.
We are going to move on to discussion and action items.
I make a motion to approve a request by St. James Church to waive a fee of $50 for tree removal.
Do we have a second?
I will second that.
Committeewoman Du Bois?
Yes,
Deputy Mayor Weber?
Yes.
Committeeman Capides?
Excuse me, yes.
he's busy.
Committeeman Huber?
Yes.
Mayor Kaiser?
The youngest mayor in the state votes yes.
1990.
All right, I make a motion to approve a request by New York Blood Center, New York, New Jersey Blood, okay. New York Blood Center, New Jersey Blood Services to hold a blood drive at Chisholm Community Center on Thursday, July 14th, 12:30 to 9:30 p.m. Hold harmless provided and certificate of insurance to be provided prior to events.
Second. Well, I'd like to also add it to that. I want somebody from Recreation to be there until it's closed. Because we had a problem one time, and I don't want it to happen again.
I believe someone.
Vampires?
There.
Just before we move, all in favor, stressing blood donations, even prior to the pandemic, were always scarce. They have certainly not come back since the pandemic to what they were doing before. So I feel like we've been approving a lot of these lately, but I think that's important as they try to, as the community drives, try to really get out there and try to go to as many communities, because, hey, every person donating is really a life saved. So if you are able to, if you are around, they have late hours, please do so. It's really desperately needed. So all in favor?
Aye.
The ayes carry. And we will now pay some bills. Deputy Mayor.
Can I get a, sorry.
Payroll invoice.
Payroll and invoices for the period April 27th through May 10th, 2022, in the amount of $4,605,709.50.
Second.
Deputy Mayor Weber?
Yes.
Committeeman Capides?
Yes.
Committeewoman Du Bois?
Yes.
Committeeman Huber?
Yes.
Mayor Kaiser.
Yes, we have no correspondence.
Mayor, before we close down the meeting, go to public comment, or maybe after public comment, I know I wasn't here at the beginning. I have an announcement for something going on at Chisholm next week. You mind?
Please.
Thank you.
Please.
So, May is Mental Health Awareness Month. We'll do a resolution next meeting. However, prior to next meeting, there's an event that's going to happen that I've been working on at Chisholm. With our whole stigma-free initiative during COVID, we had one Zoom event, and then we haven't had things since because, for obvious reasons, there wasn't a lot of things going on, but now more than ever, we need to have things going on. So we're having our first event post-chaos, and we're partnering with the Summit YMCA, and it's a relax and rejuvenate event, and it's a Spring into Wellness community event. We're going to be featuring yoga. It's going to have mindfulness and meditation. It's going to have dance therapy. There's going to be a gentleman who owns a juicing business there talking about healthy lifestyle habits. There might be a few, acupuncturists, Morning Light Acupuncture will be there. There's a couple other local businesses that may be there, but we'll be confirming it tomorrow, so I don't want to say just in case they can't attend. But we're going to be from 7 to 9 p.m. The flyer should be out tomorrow. There'll be a registration link. It's going to be free, open to the public, obviously, and just a way for people to kind of get back together, relax, just get back to some healthy habits that many of us have probably gotten away from in the last couple of years. So thanks for giving me a minute to make that announcement. It's going to be May 18th, and it's going to be from 7 to 9 at Chisholm. I'll forward you the flyer tomorrow we just had to make one correction on the flyer, otherwise it would have gone out tonight. And it's going to go out through all the township, the recreation, and it'll be all over social media. And I do appreciate Summit Y always being open to partner on things like this because they have a massive reach. And anytime I reach out to them with things like this, they are really open to doing it, and they are willing to utilize their resources, their people, and it's really a good partnership we have going, and I appreciate their help, and I appreciate you guys and always supporting this kind of stuff, so thank you. And Adam and everybody, so.
Mr. Mayor, can I make a correction, please? I misspoke.
Oh.
That vehicle was a 1992. Oh. Sorry.
Oh, so it's older.
It just got older.
Mr. Mayor, if I may make a quick announcement.
You may. You're recognized.
I think 2 weeks ago, I attended my first in-person Library Board of Trustees meeting in the Palmer Museum. They're ecstatic to be back. They are ecstatic about the way the library looks. They're ecstatic to have young visitors and older visitors to the library. I encourage you all, if you have not done so already, to stop by the library. They just had a jewelry sale. They have a full slew of in-person events as well as virtual. And they just hired a brand-new assistant library director. So they are flowing, and they're good to go. They are fully up and running, and I encourage all of you, if you have not stopped by yet, to please stop by and visit and make use of your local library. Thank you.
Anybody else? Well, before we go to public comment, I will make the final comments, but anybody else? Rich?
On that, Chief, are we gone over there just to walk through, Officer Rachel or somebody, just to, after school, like 3:30, 4 o'clock, when they were having problems, just to make sure?
Yeah, that's been part of our routine, and
Okay.
once they close down, but, that'll certainly pick up again if,
I just want to make, we should just show our presence so she knows that we're thinking about her. Thank you.
indeed.
Okay.
Weber? Okay. So once again, I always miss like 3 announcements that I should make in the beginning, but it's kind of becoming habit. So a couple things that I've missed that I want to shout out. First, we missed it last week, but it was Public Service Recognition Week. Was May 1st through May 7th. That's, of course, all our township employees are part of that, and I just want to make sure that we recognize them. They work hard throughout the year, every single day, from our administration building here to our police, to our fire, to our DPW, and just want to make sure we didn't, since we didn't have a council meeting, we would normally do a proclamation, but last week was public service, but you can thank your public workers any time of the week. The Environmental Commission is hosting a rain barrel workshop on May 22nd, 2022. If you want to learn how to put together a rain barrel and help collect some water, and that water can be used to water your plants, now is the time to learn. A bunch of people reached out to the Environmental Commission over the years and was interested in trying to put together a rain barrel. It is going to be, there's a limit, I believe, of 10 barrels, so if you're interested, you can shoot them an email. I think there's a small nominal fee, but they'll instruct you how to create a rain barrel, how to save some water. I think Linda's going to be there. Maybe.
Green team.
So the green team and that they've been working hard on that. So I think there's like 10 slots available. I think the little poster's been posted online. But just wanted to make an announcement for everybody if you're interested. And lastly, thanks to Deputy Mayor Weber, I think it was his idea. Coffee with a Cop went exceptionally well from what I hear, and I'll give the chief a moment to talk on that. Now, I would have been there, but once again, I was marrying somebody. Always available. I think I'm up to 32.
Context is everything.
Performing a wedding.
Because Capital
Like a reality
like
show.
22 weddings one year. And then I was like, I couldn't make one, and he did the first one. He liked it so much. There's just no, I haven't done a wedding in a year and change now.
Two.
I was like, when is Chris going to marry somebody?
So I was here performing a wedding while you guys were having coffee, but I did see everybody.
They could have had the reception
And
with the
I'll let
Cop.
Chief Cook explain, but I think it went over exceptionally well. I saw the photos, and everybody looked happy.
Yeah, it was an excellent experience. It's something that was kicked around for a while, and COVID came in and shut things down. But Special Services put it together, and yeah, it ran excellently. A lot of people were aware of it and showed up because of that. And then there was others that walked in that were like, had no idea what was going on. But it was very well received.
Bank robbery.
What's that?
Bank robbery in progress.
The wrong place, the wrong time to rob a coffee shop, that's for sure. Yeah, no, it was a really, really great experience, and I think the community really enjoyed it, and we're certainly going to be continuing that. Not sure what the time frame yet, but and in different venues as well. Looking to do something for the younger kids too with one of the pizza places, TD, specifically on Mountain Avenue.
Appreciate that, and appreciate the I guess the community policing and showing awareness and letting everybody interact is a good thing. So thank you for that. And see no more.
Do we have any more reusable bags?
We do, I think.
Because they're amazing, and if I would stop forgetting them every time I go to ShopRite, they'd be really useful. So I'm sure other people would love to leave them in the trunk of their car.
Trust me, if you haven't already gotten some, I think we got a grant from the county, and I think we got a mix between Environmental Commission purchased some, and we got some from the county, and we have been restocking. And trust me, I see a bunch of people every single day come here and pay their taxes.
They're really good
and they get a bag.
Was restocked this morning. There
And-
was
and
some in there, and they were gone.
It's already gone. So people are certainly taking advantage. If you haven't done so already, come and grab a bag. They're very high quality and will last you a long time and hopefully cut down on the pollution. So good comment there. Seeing no further discussion up on the council, I will open it up to public comment on any governmental issue. Anything you wish to discuss, anything you wish to ask, now is your opportunity. You can approach the dais, or if you're at home, you can call us at 973-232-4442. The lines are open. I'll keep it open for a few moments, since we may be on delay. Seeing no one coming forward from the public. Seeing no one calling in, I will close the public comment portion on governmental issues.
Can I make one comment?
Yeah, go right ahead.
I was going to make it while we're waiting for the 30 seconds, but no, I just wanted to recognize the First Aid Squad as well. Obviously, they're not here. We have the most excellent, people that volunteer and really care about the community. They are now on a mutual aid in Elizabeth. There's a 5-alarm fire that's at a waste management facility, so that's why they couldn't be here, because they're always here.
Earlier in the day?
It's still going.
I saw that
Yeah,
coming
I
in.
mean,
I was wondering, I saw on my
it's a
commute today,
huge,
so-
huge.
Yeah, it looked the
yeah.
sky was crazy. I
If
knew
you
there
look
was
up,
something going
I'm sure
on.
you can see it, probably. But great people that really care about the community, and they're always here supporting everybody. And I just wanted to at least throw something out to them tonight because they're not able to be here, so I just wanted to recognize
And
that.
Community Days next month with all you guys, so, right?
I forget the exact day, but
June 12th.
yeah. Yes, so thank you for the time.
All right, thank you, Chief. Thank you, everybody. With that, can I get a motion to adjourn?
Motion?
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
The ayes carry?
Nay.
The ayes carry still? We're closed.